Hi guys, a very good afternoon and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We continue to take a look on what is happening in the nation Zimbabwe. Very interesting stories happening there. Rutendo Matinyarare is in trouble and is facing up to 10 years in prison if this matter proceeds as it is. So remember, Rutendo Matinyarare came into the limelight when he started fighting the issues of sanctions, when they launched the Yavanoti Zimbabwe anti-sanction Chakadaro. This is a grouping of people, Zimbabwe anti-sanctions movement, where they claim to be fighting sanctions in the nation Zimbabwe. And we need to take a look into this matter and understand what is really happening. According to ZimLive, Rutendo Matinyarare is in trouble and is in court as we speak right now. ZANU-PF activist Rutendo Matinyarare is being accused of perjury by his former lawyer after he told the Gauteng High Court in South Africa that he was unaware of a gag order issued against him following an application by INSCO Africa. Remember, what happened is that Rutendo Matinyarare has been trying to defame INSCO. And in Zimbabwe, most products you see on the shelves, they are from INSCO. So INSCO is based both in Zimbabwe and in South Africa. And he has been defaming them, and they took him to court and a gag order was issued against him. Then he went on to defy that order and continued speaking against that court order. So remember, the courts in South Africa are quite different to the courts in Zimbabwe, where those with a political muscle easily controls everything and anything. So another issue is that in April, Rutendo Matinyarare dumped his long-time ally and lawyer, Simba Chitando. And from then, a lot of problems are happening, a lot of things are happening. And from the inside people, the people are saying Emerson Mnangagwa had a fallout with Timre INSCO, and Simon Radland, who is also fingered in the gold mafia, is the choice of Emerson Mnangagwa when it comes to the issues of investment in Zimbabwe. It said that Team INSCO, is refusing to bribe or to oil Emerson Mnangagwa as required. So this is the reason why they had a fallout. So because of that, Rutendo Matinyarare, Simba, they were fighting on the corner of ED and fighting INSCO. Then something happened along the lines, allegiance changed, and Simba Chitando is believed to have changed his allegiance and is now working with the general. And they were working together for the general to fight with the general. So it was an issue of changing allegiance, and they had to stop fighting. They had to stop fighting INSCO. But because of some issues, Rutendo Ndakujika, he was then hijacked Nana Simon Radland, and they started funding him, and they changed allegiance. Simba then left the battle against INSCO and joined the side runner general Kwabarukuti. They are supposed to support INSCO instead of fighting it. Then on the other hand, Rutendo, they have continued fighting INSCO on behalf of the Team ED, which means that this is a split which is happening for the people who were working with General and the people who were working with Emerson Mnangagwa. This is internal information. So what is happening is Simba Chitando has been left out by Rutendo Matinyarare. Rutendo Matinyarare is now engaged in new lawyers and is now fighting this issue of the gag order, because remember, he was told not to defame INSCO or to post anything which defames INSCO. And because of that, what's happening at this point in time is that he continued. And when he continued and he left Simba is now taking Rutendo to court. And this issue is very interesting. So what is happening is INSCO wanted Rutendo Matinyarare to be sent to jail for the contempt of court. And his defense, and in his defense then, he then accused Chitando. So Chitando refused to shift allegiance. He refused to shift allegiance to Radland. And then Rutendo then said he was not informed about the March 2024 gag order, so which interdicts him from publishing further defamatory videos about the company online. So Chitando has equally then opened a criminal complaint with the Perjury against Matinyarare, supported with a scathing affidavit as he wants him jailed for perjury. So Rutendo is now facing two issues. INSCO, they want Rutendo to be jailed for defamatory or for failing to do what the court order said. So he's facing jail time because of that. And also, on the other hand, Simba has opened a perjury case with him, and that perjury case, it attracts around 10 years if convicted. So then Simba Chitando handed over to the police on June 19 an affidavit and a criminal complaint where he's saying that Rutendo Matinyarare knew about what was happening, and he deliberately published further defamatory things to INSCO, and then he is liable to face or to stand in trial. And if convicted for obstructing and defeating the administration of justice and sentenced in and they also want him to be sentenced. So the issues are: number one, obstructing and defeating the administration of justice. Number two, the major issue which covers everything is an issue of contempt from INSCO, and also an issue of perjury. So Chitando is saying that he doesn't have any interest in the merit of the contempt of court application, which was brought by INSCO, and the counter applications by Matinyarare. And his interest is solely on the criminal perjury of which he is a victim. So this is it. This is what is happening at this point in time. ZANU-PF factions are spilling to dangerous levels. Remember, kana ukada mari to an extent yekuti dzese dzauya, it becomes a problem. So what is happening at this point in time is that Rutendo is now being represented by a different lawyer, and he then left Chitando, who then authored a 181 affidavit, which he handed over to the police. And he also handed over WhatsApp messages with Rutendo, where he said that Rutendo was aware of the gag order, and he was quite informed about those issues before he continued throwing around tantrums. So the issue here is that when Rutendo Matinyarare switched over to a new law firm called ENS, that was sponsored by a controversial businessman, Simon Radland, who is one of the close associates of ED. And in the gold mafia, is also labeled into that whole thing, is part of that. So remember, the gold mafia, it's believed it was sponsored by a team, Yana General. That is a belief which is there, although unconfirmed. And right now, that Simon Radland is now backing Rutendo. And Rutendo, it means he's now in the wrong camp. And also another issue is Kudakwashe Tagwirei is also funded in the past Rutendo and his things of Zimbabwe anti-sanction movement. Rutendo is accused of running away with everything by his friends. So I believe that is also another part of the fallout with Chitando, who believes with Maria Kabiwa, Maria Kajikiwa Nemkomana. So you can actually see that there is a lot happening right there. ZANU-PF is disintegrating, ZANU-PF is falling and is failing. Imagine if that Mnangagwa boy if he is jailed in South Africa, what is going to happen? If he is given 10 years, how is he going to be rescued? Who is going to continue to fight these issues of Idi Mnangagwa and these people? So this is very interesting. The way these people are changing allegiance or switching allegiance, guys, it's so shocking. Kungochinja kuita zoti vari kuchinja muriwo zvavo from beans to matemba. They don't even care. So this is the affidavit right here. Affidavit in support of criminal complaint against Mr. Rutendo Matinyarare. And this is also a South African with an identity number, and he does also hold a Zimbabwean passport. So this is something very important to note, that everything which is happening right now, Anonzi Mabiri Bobi, a lot is happening, and these fights are going to make a lot of people leave this political cycle harmed to the core. So you can actually see that this is it. This is what is happening at this point in time. Rutendo Matinyarare is facing arrest in South Africa, and probably is going to be charged with two issues. Number one, he refused to apply to comply with a court order, the gag order he was given. Number two, he lied that he was not warned by his lawyer, and the lawyer has now opened a case against him, and this case attracts up to 10 years. So if he is lucky, then this can be overlooked, but if he is not lucky, then he is in trouble. So this is what is happening at this point in time. Wait to see how they are going to outmaneuver each other and how they are going to fight. But these are interesting moments. These were buddies. A few months ago, they were buddies working together. Simba Chitando and Rutendo Matinyarare, they were working together few months ago. And right now, they are fighting. This is the reason why in my entire career, I've said, I do not want to work with these people. I do not want to have anything to do with these people. I have tried by all means possible to de-associate myself with such characters, and also to have meetings with such characters, because this also applies to the same issue and I Taura last week, where several calls have been made to us so as to change allegiance. Guys, never change allegiance just like that. Never ever change allegiance because of money. Never change allegiance because of money. This is so wrong. This is so bad. Marino uya marino pera, marino enda. Ipapa vakaba mari vakadya mari dzana tagurei. And right now they are fighting. And because of money, he has been robbed in with another group, Yana Radland, so as to fight INSCO. These are factional tensions happening in Zimbabwe, where the other group has sought refuge to the other faction, and the other faction is fighting another faction. So if you put across the issue of gold mafia, then this issue, Yana, INSCO, and everything else, you can actually see that it makes sense now. It makes sense. And we'll continue to watch and see how everything is going to unfold. But it seems as if INSCO is weaker in Zimbabwe in terms of having a case, but they are stronger in South Africa. This is where they are pushing from, and making sure that they want to jail Rutendo. And once they jail Rutendo, it is going to be very difficult for this team to run everything in terms of propaganda. It will be very difficult because he has become one of the key propagandists in the administration of ED. And I believe that this is the reason why they are continuously fighting on behalf of the regime. So it is what it is. Money speaks, and when you are in something for money, you follow money. You don't follow your conscience. So one way or the other, ZANU-PF in its entirety will have to go. And let us continue to be very careful of the people who are fighting in the corner of anybody who is from ZANU-PF. These people are crooks, and they will make sure that they milk you, take your money, and disappoint you. So this is it. Let us continue to see how they are going to escape this matter. How are they going to escape jail? If he's jailed, then he is in trouble. But, as usual, ZANU-PF criminals do not care. They do whatever they want for the sake of money. And mari dzacho kazhinji kacho dzinoperera again mumakoti. So this is it. Let us meet in other episodes and other broadcasts. And also, thank you very much, Alvin. Thank you very much for coming. Wait to see what is going to happen. But change is coming to the nation of Zimbabwe. And both factions are going to fail. We are going to have that change as we need in Zimbabwe.